Yeah. Josh does fantasy. You know what it is. Sunday coming quick, set your line up right. Josh got the plays, got the insight tonight. From the draft to the trades, he's ahead of the call. Breaking down the game, yeah, he's schooling us all. Josh does fantasy, football, that's the vibe. Grab your notes, tune in, it's a winning ride. Stats and laughs every week on tap. Josh got the heat, let's run it back. Josh does fantasy. Yeah. Josh does fantasy football.
Welcome in to week 7. Is that right? Yeah. Week 7 review. Wow, time is flying already. It will be playoff time and then off season before we know it, unfortunately. But we got a couple more months of some good fantasy football, and then we'll start with our usual of looking at any kind of activity this last week in our Dynasty League. So start with the Dynasty League as usual. Alrighty, so we'll start with some of the pickups that were made with the waivers. I don't know if I see anything here. Looks like the only two I can say, Ted Johnson is going to be something going forward, I think, with Mike Evans being hurt. So somehow Kelly went ahead and picked him up, which was good for him. He got 9 targets. So, I think that he's going to be a good flex-worthy target for the beginning of the year. So someone you can certainly flex Kelly, and has a good matchup through the playoffs as well. Atlanta, Carolina, Miami. So I think that good pickup for you there, Kelly. And then Bryce got Gadsden here that last week got 8 targets. This week got 9 targets. This week Roy made a lot of those targets. Same amount of receptions. But yards, got about 100 more yards and a touchdown this week. So I don't know if you can count on him doing that every week, but I would say you have a startable tight end. Someone that's going to hopefully get you at least 7 to 12 points a week, but with that boom potential, which is what you want there. Now I will say with this game here, something to keep in mind, Justin Herbert passed 55 times, which is a bit above his average. So not sure if every game is going to be that pass heavy. Now they don't have a lot of running back depth right now. And also part of that was, the game script. Indiana was certainly a matchup you have to pass on. They're putting up points, you got to put points. So, yeah, so it's a good pickup there, Bryce. And then one thing that I would say would be a great pickup as well, Harold Fannin. Now, he didn't get a lot of points, but he is a good rookie tight end. Njoku, I think, is going to be faded out. He was out this week, obviously, but just even before, I guess when he got hurt, week 6. But I don't know. Njoku's 29, still not terribly old for a tight end, but yeah, Fannin certainly could take that over there. Just looking at the points Fannin has there. Yeah, so he's 4,500 points with Keep Trade Cut and Dynasty. So I think Pirtle dropping him certainly decreased your points by quite a bit. I'm not sure who you even would have dropped him for. I keep going back and forth there. I'm sorry. It was like you just dropped him. So I would call that a mistake for either Pearl. You could certainly, instead of dropping someone that is worth 4,500 points, which you can see is pretty good, you could have traded him. You probably could have got at least a second round pick, maybe a first from somebody. Bryce may have gave you like a second and Britton Strange, or a second and either like Trey Tucker or Ollie Gordon or Caleb Johnson, maybe. I don't know. Well, a second's 2,600 points, and then a couple thousand points there. Yeah, point is you could have got something from him though, instead of just dropping him. But hey, that's okay. Things happen. I've dropped people before. I know how that is. Shout out to Kyron and Jay Jettis. But you know what? We move on. Anything else note here? I did pick up and play Spencer Rattler. I had to this week. I didn't have much of a choice. He was the best ranked quarterback playing Chicago. Did not do very well though. But hey, it is what it is. All right, we don't have to look at anything there. I don't think anything else to talk about with that, so we'll go ahead and move into the matchups. So, start with myself and Bryce. We both had terrible weeks. Both had lots of players out on bye or injuries. I was certainly saved by Jahmyr Gibbs, so thank you, Jahmyr Gibbs. Spencer Rattler that picked up did absolutely nothing, which makes sense because he had a fumble and a fumble lost and 3 interceptions. So he had negative 8 points, 9 points. So if it wasn't for that, he might have had an okay day. I mean, I would have taken 15 or 18 points from him. Got 9. It's not terrible. So it is what it is there. But Gibbs certainly bailed me out. Saquon continues to disappoint, but I don't think there's anything I can do. I don't think I can trade him for anything right now. I mean, I would be selling him low, and I really don't have anyone that would be a good RB2 target. Really, Gibbs and Barkley should both be RB1s, but clearly Saquon has not got the memo this year that he's playing football just yet, but that's okay. I think he will start doing better as the year goes on. I don't think he's always going to be this bad. So maybe he'll be good at the right time, because I am poised to make the playoffs. So maybe he'll just carry me through the playoffs. That's my hope there. Nico, that got concussion during the game, so he didn't perform for me. DJ Moore, he's just getting pushed out right now. I should have traded him when I had the chance. He's got a good snap count, though, and good consistent targets, 5 or 6 targets every week. So, I mean, that's not bad. He's just not catching all the targets. He's not getting any touchdowns. He's only had 1 touchdown this year. So, I think he'll have a really big game, though. And when he does, we'll see if I can sell him for something. I feel like, though, age 28 is supposed to be like your prime year from wide receiver, like 27, 28. He's just, he's got a lot of other talent on his team. Witherburden, I think, is starting to emerge as well. Well, he only had 2 targets. Maybe Witherburden's not emerging as much as I thought. Yeah. But I think he will eventually. Zacchaeus only got 3 targets. Dunze got 6 targets. So they're spreading the ball around a lot. So I think DJ Moore will be fine. It just hasn't had the best week so far. I got Mr. Jawan Johnson this week. Actually did a decent 10 points for a tight end. So can't complain there. I'll take it. Quentin Johnston, I got shown by Keenan Allen this week. But hey, he had 6 targets. Keenan Allen had 14. Yeah, they were going to Keenan a bunch. I didn't watch the game. I'm assuming maybe Johnston drew the better coverage, which is kind of silly because Keenan Allen is certainly someone that deserves to have the good coverage. But hey, is what it is. Got Rico split carries with Chuba this week, so I think going forward, it's just going to be a flex play. 10 points, though, I'll take it. If he had a touchdown, that'd been 16. That'd been great. 17 carries is good. Good usage, 2 targets. Can't complain about that. And then kicker and defense, who cares about that? Anything on the bench of noteworthy here? Marvin Mims. And then also on my taxi squad, I do have, what's his name? Kyle Manungai. And he is, he's going to hopefully be breaking out this. He only have 45% snaps, but you see the snaps are going up. That's a good trend, and his attempts are going up. And he had 3 targets this week. So hopefully that will continue. We'll see what DeAndre Swift got. He had 19 attempts, but 54% of snaps. See, 54 to 45. That's about a 50-50 split. And Manungai got the better receiving work. So I think he may develop into at least a flex-worthy play. And then maybe next year, if they don't have Swift, he'll be the lead guy there. So that's what I hope. We'll see what happens, though. On Bryce's side, just a lot of people underperformed. Woody Marks, he's getting some value out of him. Got 11 points, not terrible. Good usage, 10 carries, 5 targets, 1 touchdown. I mean, Brian Thomas, I don't know what you can do there, Bryce. He's another person kind of the same boat as Saquon, except for he's much younger. You can't really sell him low, but I don't know what you can do with him there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And you got Fannin in, which didn't perform, but you got Gadsden now you can play. Drake London did not good. JSN, of course, did really good for you. So, and your kicker and defense. Anything on the bench to note? I already talked about Gadsden doing really good, so no, we're good there. All right, go to Seegers and Jody. Jody was a monster this week. Sorry, Seegers. 121 points, beats 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the league this week. So, not terrible on your side, but Jody his team is good. Stafford did really well. 5 touchdowns is good. I thought maybe he would take a dip with Puka out, but nope, did not take a dip at all. Bryce is missing Puka, so I think if Bryce had Puka, I would have lost. A lot of things went right for me to win that, so. But I'll take what I can take. Certainly got lucky there. Bryce should have won that one. But again, looking at Jody's and Seegers matchup, Seegers, I mean, you got a good team here. They're just not performing. With Rice coming back, Worthy's not gonna be the focus anymore. But you got CeeDee Lamb, and then Sutton, I think, is gonna be great. And you got Hurts and Swift. All of them are doing great. So, but you're 1-6. So, I think maybe deciding what you're looking to accomplish going forward. What I mean by that is, are you going to start trading and trying to build for next year, being a dynasty? You could get some value out of some players. Like Sutton. Sutton would be a perfect example. He's 30 years old, but he could go to a contending team, and you may get some picks out of it, or maybe a young player and a piece, So, something to think about there, Seegers, because I would say that your chances of getting to the playoffs is going to be pretty low. You can still do it if you win every game going forward. I think you still have a chance, but it's going to be really low. And we'll look at the chances here in a moment. But Jody continues to do really well. You can carry by Stafford, Chase, Warren, Higgins did good. Jonathan Taylor did great. McPherson did great, of course. And then this defense. So just a tough matchup there for you, Seegers. But Jody's team is certainly worthy of being the 4X champ, it looks like. So, all right, move on to Kelly and Rants. Kelly took this one by almost 20 points. With Kelly's team, Herbert showed up, Brown showed up, Rice showed up as soon as he was on the field. They were getting him involved. The Judkins showed up, Ertz showed up. So you had a lot of people show up there. And then for Rants, your New England defense really showed up. Of course, they're playing Tennessee Titans, which is probably the worst team in the league. I don't know. It might be them or the Dolphins right now, or the Jets. That's probably the bottom 3 right now, or it could be the Panthers as well. Yeah. You may even throw. Well, I guess you wouldn't throw New Orleans in there. Maybe you would, but bottom 5 teams or so there, I would say. But yeah, they showed up. Jalen Warren did great. McBride did really good. So did Scatabo. So both of you guys are still in the running here. 4-3, 3-4. I'll see if there's anything on the bench to talk about. Yeah. Rents, I don't know how you don't play Ferguson. I mean, you play McBride, which I understand. But Ferguson is the number 1 tight end right now, I believe. Yeah, he's the number 1 tight end. So he's a player you can flex, I think, over. I say that, but I don't know. I mean, I think you made the right decisions not playing 2 tight ends. Because Vidal did really great last week, so you probably thought he was going to do really great this week. Rashad White has been doing great. And so is Jalen Warren. Once you played him, he did do good. So I don't know. It's a tough one. But you've got 3 really good tight ends with Goddard, Ferguson, and McBride. So you're set there. If anyone's looking for a tight end, though, maybe a good trade piece for you to trade them and get something that you may need, either like a pick or do you need a quarterback? Yeah, you kind of need a quarterback too. Jordan Love's been very, very bad this year, and Caleb Williams is also not been good. You can see by his score there. So yeah, I'm not sure what you're gonna do there, but you probably look at trading a tight end maybe. Alrighty, and then Pirtle and Drew. Pirtle won this. Pirtle's team is showing up this year. I thought that he was going to be one of the weaker teams whenever the season started, but showing me wrong. Both of you guys are still in the running for the playoffs though, 4-3, 3-4. But Pirtle's team getting carried by McCaffrey. Keenan Allen did really good. Devontae Adams did good without Puka there. Chase Brown did okay. Keyshawn Booty did good. I think with him, he's doing good, but he's not getting a lot of targets. You think that they would start feeding him some more targets since he is doing decent with the amount of targets he gets. So, but that's the only thing that worries me about him. But hey, when he does good, he does good. So that's all that matters there. Both your defenses had negative points. That's unfortunate. And then Drew, you lost Jaden Daniels in this game, which is also unfortunate. But Jordan Mason did not do well. Of course, Philadelphia has typically a good defense. And then Aaron Jones is coming back, I think, this week. So I'm not sure how much more Jordan Mason you're going to see going forward. You'll probably see a split backfield. I think still he was the 1A of that equation, but I think he'll still see less carries. Javante's doing great for you. McConkey's doing okay. It was the Keenan Allen show. Now, something to note, though, McConkey had 15 targets, which is really good. Pickens did okay. He could have got a touchdown, and that would have been great, but it was the CeeDee Lamb show this week, and Pickens only got six targets. You'll see he had 11 the week before, then 4, then 11. So targets are kind of up and down, but I mean, I would say 6 is okay. Preferably 8 to 10 is where you want to be. But anything else here? Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson is still only back there, so he's someone that's doing better than expected. A lot of people thought Travion Henderson was going to take over. I know I did. That's why I drafted him in the redraft, but It's not happening, I don't think. So, and then the last match we'll talk about will be Britt and Isaac. And Isaac's team showed up as well. Brent's team did not do terrible. Brent, you would have beat a few people as well this week. So just unfortunate you played against someone that scored higher than you. But, Isaac's team, Olave is doing good, which he got from Drew, right? And Kamara he got from Drew, but Kamara did not do anything, unfortunately. He might do some more going forward, though, with Keandre Miller being hurt. Jacobs did great. He did good. Addison did good. Without a touchdown, hit 12 targets, 120 yards. Now, I will say, when McCarthy gets back, that may change. I'm not sure. But also Philadelphia, I think, got up kind of early in this game, so they had to throw the ball a bit more. Neither of your tight ends got any points. Waller got hurt. Kittle was just only had 2 targets, but he's a blocking machine. And you got Devonta Smith. I'm glad he's paying off for you. I'll tell you what, you swindled me there with the Saquon trade. But hey, we did it before the season really started. Does it tell me when we did that actually? That's a good question. I'm just going to look. We did that September 1st. Yep, so before the season started. I will say, though, Garrett Wilson has not been playing right, and then Justin Fields is going to be sitting. Garrett Wilson was out, yeah. So it's unfortunate, but still, Devonta Smith popped off for you, big time. Charbonnet did really good. So Isaac's team is certainly looking to be a contender. I think he'll make it to the playoffs. He's 3-4. And then, Brent just throwing it out there again, starting to think about making some trades. I mean, the person that stands out for me is Pittman. I know there's at least one person, Bryce, that would pay you for Pittman probably. I would even probably get Pittman. Maybe I'll send you a trade offer for Pittman, because he's been doing pretty good. He's wide receiver 9. He's older though, so that's the thing, Brent. Since he's older, and you are currently 0-7, so you're not making the playoffs, my friend. So you start looking for the future. I mean, either get some picks or get a young player that you think will develop into something. But yeah, definitely, I think he's going to be your biggest asset right now to be able to trade away and get something. And I think that would certainly help you out. So I might send you a trade offer there. But that's the Dynasty League recap. All right, we'll go ahead and look at matchups here for this coming week in Dynasty. So I'm playing Brent. Okay, so I don't know if Brent set his lineup yet. Looks like for the most part he has. I'm missing my kicker and defense right now, and I'm still projected to win. So, you're missing a RB, looks like. So you're missing one running back. Yeah, I don't know who you're gonna put in there, Justice Hill or Kareem Hunt. You probably put Kareem Hunt in there, and he's projected for 4 points. So, yeah, it's gonna be a week where I hope I win. If I don't, I'll be very sad. But I've lost to other people, and it makes me sad anytime I lose. So, hey, you know what? Just chalk that one up if I lose. And you do get Jackson Dart, which is great with the connection he has with Robinson. I would say you're going to have to get a new tight end as well. You have Tucker Kraft there, which is good. So then you can move up. Probably Shakir. Project for 8 points, so that would kind of wash out the loss there of Waller. But yeah, hopefully I'm favored to win this week, especially after I set my lineup. Now I will say I don't think I have Nico, so if I don't have Nico, we'll put Quentin Johnston there. If I don't have Nico, who can I play? I might have Gibbs either. Oh, that's not good. I'll play Marvin Mims, I think, against Dallas. I'll have to give me a kicker and a defense. I don't have them, so we'll put in something for that. Alrighty. So looking at Rants and Seegers here. Rants projected to win by 9 right now, but let's see if people have everything in there. Rance doesn't have a tight end in, but he's got tight ends. Let's see who he's got on the bench. He's got Ferguson. He'd probably play him or Goddard. Either one of them would be good to play, I think, which should give him 8-ish points extra. So that will put you about 128 projection. So, yeah, I mean with your team, Rance, I think you're in a good spot with Waddle. I don't know what to expect with him because he's just not got a quarterback right now. I don't know what they're going to do there. But I think Tua, I don't know if they're going to keep him or what's going on. It was windy, but still. We'll see what happens. Tua's going to get the Justin Fields treatment soon, I think, though. Yeah, so definitely go with Rance doing that one. Drew and Kelly. Yeah, so Drew, you put in Dak Prescott over Daniels there, with Daniels being out or hurt. Plus, he plays Kansas City. It's probably not a good matchup. Although Dak plays Denver, which also not a good matchup. So, and you'll have to get a kicker as well. So, but also Kelly doesn't have a kicker. But yeah, Kelly's team definitely looks like it has a little bit more star power right now. Nah, I don't know if that's going to translate to anything, but that's what it looks like to me. Drew's team certainly has the ability to do okay. He has the ability to do okay. But I would say it would be a downfall of Kelly's team if he lost this week. Alrighty, and then we got Bryce and Pirtle. Let's see anything notable here. Pirtle doesn't have Genty this week, or Laporta. Bryce doesn't have St. Brown. I don't know if Bucky's going to be back this week. I haven't heard anything about that. Let me see if it says anything here. It doesn't say anything there. So I don't know if he'll be back. Let's look at the benches here. Yeah. Gosh, man, Bryce has a lot of people on bye. I don't know who he's gonna get to put in his flex there. I guess the only person I see on his bench right now is Sean Tucker that could even go in there. Everybody else on bye, and Joku I think is hurt, so I think Sean Tucker's the person there. For Pirtle, you got running back, receiver, tight end. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know who you're gonna play either, Pirtle. A lot of buys this week, buy apocalypse week, huh? I'm sure you'll figure it out, but yeah, I'm going to favor Bryce just because I think his team is missing less right now, which hopefully that makes a difference. I'm not sure, because you get Mahomes, McCaffrey, and Keenan Allen though, so your team can certainly put up a big score, Pirtle. But yeah, go with Bryce, and then Isaac and Jody. Gotta lean Jody. Just his team is really good, but yeah, Jody's still got most of his star players. Just Stafford and Kyron out this week, which he'll be able to plug in. Actually, he doesn't have a quarterback to plug in. Does he have? He has. Yeah, he's got the ability to move them up. And he's got Zay Flowers. Yeah, so he's got to get a quarterback though. Not sure what where he'll go for that. But yeah, and then Isaac, you have a good team. Isaac's team can strongly compete, but you're missing Charbonnet and Jared Goff. You can't replace Justin Fields. CJ Stroud is not well. So yeah, we'll see if Garrett Wilson ends up being able to go for you. If he does, that will certainly help. If not, you do have James Cook, which I think you'd play anyways. So yeah, overall, I'll slightly lean Jody, but I think Isaac can upset Jody this week. So the almost upset of the week, if you know what I mean. Okay, so moving on to our redraft. So we'll look at the recap here and the redraft. So myself and Brent. I won this week by about 14 points. Increased to 6-1, which is good. Dak certainly helped me a lot. I almost thought I was going to lose whenever Gibbs was popping off, but luckily Jaden Daniels got hurt for me, and Nick Chubb didn't do anything either. Drake London didn't do anything for me, though, or Adunze, which is unfortunate. But so my team pulled through with Jamar Chase, Ferguson, Dak Prescott, kind of carry me. Oh, and the Browns defense, although you had the Patriots defense, was only a 5-point difference. So yeah. On bench, Daniel Jones, Woody Marks. On your bench, I don't see anyone to call out there. So we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I won this week. And we got Rance and Drew. And it looks like Drew won by about 11 points. So both are still certainly in the running for the playoffs. Also, Brent, you're in the running for the playoffs 3 and 4. So, yeah, so Drew is dominating with McCaffrey, Charbonnet, Rice, and McBride. And for you, Rance, Judkins and Javonte Williams, tried their best to carry you through that, but just Drew's side just had a little bit more oomph this week. And then he also had Matthew Stafford on the bench, which is unfortunate. But I can understand playing Caleb Williams in New Orleans. You thought he would do better. I would think the same thing as when play Spencer Rattler. But you know what? Neither of them did great. But yeah, you got Matthew Stafford. And you got a lot of quarterbacks. I don't know if you're going to play Fields anymore going forward since he's going to be benched. I don't know. Tyrod could get hurt, though, and he'd be forced back into the game. So, but at the same time, I think Fields has lost the coaching staff in the locker room, so I'm not sure if you want to keep him. He did have 3 good games starting the year, and then the last 3 games or 4 games have not been good. Yeah. So, but Drew, you pulled that one off this week. Pirtle and Isaac. Pirtle beat Isaac by about 11 points as well. You can carry with Jalen Warren, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Devontae Adams, and then the Kansas City defense. Yeah. Although, Isaac, you had a pretty good run with Mahomes, Olave, A.J. Brown, Ramondre Stevenson. So, I mean, you had a good run. Nothing to sneeze at there. I mean, you did well. Brees Hall, I don't know what to do about him. Genty, don't know what to do about him. I mean, that's unfortunate. Both those guys should be producing for you. So I hate to see that they're not. Where they make sense with Rice coming back. Laporta, I'm not sure what to say about that. That was a strange game. I watched most of it. So, but he didn't get a lot of targets. The targets he got, he caught, but he didn't get a lot of targets. So it's unfortunate on that part. On the bench, there's a lot of stuff to talk about on the bench actually on this one here. So you do have Jackson Dart, which I guess did about the same as Mahomes. Howard Brown outperformed what he's projected to do. You got lots of Chiefs, don't you? Yeah. Not a bad thing, though. Jordan Addison did really great on the bench, and Tucker Kraft. So, and then on Pirtle's side, T. Higgins and DeAndre Swift did good. So, hopefully those are players you can play going forward. Got Seegers and Bryce. Bryce and 1 on this one here. Both still, I think, in playoff contention. I didn't really talk about this, but Isaac, you're 2-5, so you're going to hopefully start winning a couple for you to get you back into the playoff conversation. But Bryce and Seegers. Bryce's team certainly showed up for him this week. Not a lot to talk about. Dobbs got 8 targets, which is good. So you're going to see Warren only got 5 targets, but he caught 4 of them for 69 touchdowns. So that's good. JSN is great. Keenan Allen did great for you, and Hurts did great. So can't complain about that performance from your team. Anything to note on Seeger's team? Yeah, CeeDee Lamb did good, obviously. Scatterbo and Drake May, all of them did well. I think with Miami, H.M. may be a sneaky play going forward, unless they start stacking the box because they know they can't pass. So that may be something to watch out for. Ladd is going to have his ups and down games this year. It's just too many mouths to feed. I mean, he had the targets. 15 targets is great. So DK just didn't get done this week. Normally he does, though. With Taylor, quarterback issues. Alec, he plays for not a good team, unfortunately. But I think dynasty-wise, he's a good person to have. That hurts. That hurts, Seegers. You do have Devonta Smith on the bench. I don't think it made a difference, though. If you would have played him over Alec, that would have been only 25 points. Yeah, 25 points, which would have means that you may have actually won by like 0.2 then. But I can understand not wanting to play Devonta, but I feel like you got to play him though. He's getting the targets. 10, well, 5's not good, but then 11, which is crazy. I don't think anyone expected the Eagles to come out and throw as much as they did, but that's what they need to get back to doing. So I think going forward, you got to play Devonta, I'm not sure. All right, and then we got Jody and Callie. Jody, he said in the chat he's basically just given up on this league. He's got a lot of injuries and stuff. I mean, it's just unfortunate for him. Wilson, Bowers, Njoku, Lamar Jackson, Christian Kirk now. Jody's cursed this year on redraft. But you can't win them all, Jody. So you'll win the Dynasty probably, and probably other leagues that you play in that are outside of this one. All right. But still, Callie's team underperformed, so he kind of got lucky here. Definitely below the league average or median. Kelly's team was upheld with St. Brown, Sutton, and Ertz. So he's got Bo Nix on the bench. That was a crazy game, by the way. I didn't watch it, but I should go back and watch at least the fourth quarter because Denver was 0 points in fourth quarter starting, and then they came back and won 33-32, which is mind-blowing. I've seen all the breakdowns there. But, yeah. So, Bo Nix did 42 points in a quarter. If he did that every quarter, he would break fantasy. I don't know. That would be, 160 points? Wouldn't that be something if a player got 160 points? But that's what he was on pace for if you break that quarter out in 4 quarters. So, yeah. Kelly, I think you got a bit lucky this week. But at the same time, Jody's team has just not been lucky this year. So, unfortunate for Jody. All right, and then looking at our matchups for Week 8 here. Ooh, I played Bryce this week. That's going to be fun. I just played him last week in Dynasty. I play him this week now in Redraft. Even more fun, playing Daniel Jones against him. So he's got to root for his team. Although he's got Tyler Warren, so they could kind of cancel each other out a little bit. But he's got to root for his team and against his team at the same time. Sorry, Bryce. Yeah, my team is gonna be a little shaky this week. You don't have a defense right now. I have to change out my defense. I don't have a defense either, so we're gonna have to do a little bidding for some defenses. I got some players on bye, but I don't think it's anyone noteworthy. So Etienne and Tucker. Etienne has flashed a couple times, but nothing major. You got Kyron on bye and Jason and Puka's out and on bye. So I'm actually getting super lucky in catching you at a weak point. So, but with that said, you still have a chance of winning. If Ibuka's healthy against New Orleans without Mike Evans, I don't see what stops him. So it'll be good. Jamar Chase, but my running backs are trash. My tight end's actually good, and my QBs are decent, and my flex spots are good. So I'm gonna hope that my team comes out and does well, but we'll see. I'm gonna say I'm gonna win this week. Pirtle and Rants. Pirtle, do we have people to plug in? We need a quarterback, receiver, and tight end. Your backup quarterback is on bye this week, also probably hurt. I don't know what you're going to do there. Tight end, you got to play Kittle. I don't know. You got Dobbins you can plug in for... No, sorry. You need a receiver. You got Waddle you can plug in for that. And then you can play probably Higgins or Swift. So you got some players on the bench. All right, that's good. And then Rants, you also need a quarterback. Lots of people need quarterbacks. Interesting. But you got BTJ, Marvin Harrison, Bryce Young. So basically 2 receivers or receiver flex. Well, you got Josh Allen come back this week, so that'll help you out a lot. We have Josh Allen, Junkins, Robinson, Diggs, Javonte. Mike Evans is probably done for the season. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, you just have to play Coleman and Pacheco, I guess, or Coleman and Vidal, Kamani Vidal. I'm gonna say this week that Rancer only gets this one against Pirtle. I think Rance is gonna have the better team once they set their lineups. So I'm gonna go with Rance. Let's see here. Brent and Isaac. Let's see what we got going on here. So Brent is hoping Daniels comes back. I don't know if he's going to play this week, though. I think he's trending to not play. Not considered long term, but concerned about week 8, yeah. So don't think he's going to play this week. It would be kind of silly for them to play him, I think. But you never know. With Bucky, I don't know, is there any news for him? Let's see here. I didn't say anything about anything when he may come back. So if Bucky's back, that'd be good for you. I haven't done much hearing on him yet. Yeah, you don't have Gibbs, which kind of hurts you a bit this week because of the bye. I don't know who you're going to play. I guess you plug in Chuba or Chase Brown up there, and then you can do a flex with, I guess, Nick Chubb. It's the only other person on your bench. Yeah. Ridley, I don't know if he's going to play this week. Yeah. I don't know. But still, I think, yeah, you had to play Nick Chubb then, which did not do good this last week. So we'll see what happens. And then for Isaac, do we have you can plug in Ramondre up there for Genty. And then you'll have a tight end and a flex that you need to fill. Tight end, you got Tucker Kraft, which is good. Flex, you can go with Addison again. Yeah. So I'm going to take a look now what I think the Yeah, I'm going to say Isaac's going this week, Brett. I'm sorry. Just looking at the benches and things like that, the bye weeks are hurting you a bit there, Brent. But it is what it is, and I think you have a chance of winning, but you're going to really need a good performance from your players and a bad performance from Isaac's. But Isaac's team, I think, has a little bit more star power. So, all right. So Seegers and Kelly's next. Let's take a look here. Anyone missing things? I don't see anyone missing stuff. That's good. All right. Let's take a look at Seegers' team here. Okay. And then he's already set his lineup. Seegers already put in Devonta Smith. That's good because he was not played last week. So I understand that. Kelly's gonna lose Nico this week most likely. I'm gonna lose him in dynasties. I feel you there, my friend. But that's a big loss. But if you don't have St. Brown either this week, my goodness. So I guess you can play Shakir or Booty there. Just looking to see who I think may win this week. I want to say Seegers is going to be favored this week just due to injuries and buys and stuff like that. But it's going to be a closer match. I think it could be a high-scoring match. But yeah, I'm going to say Seegers is going to be the next one there. And then I got Jody and Drew. Right, let's take a look here. Right now, Jody's team's favored, but I don't think they set their lineups. Yeah, Drew needs to put in a tight end and a defense. And he doesn't have either one of those right now. So I'll have to pick up someone there. And then Jody needs to play a flex. I don't know. Don't think Garrett Wilson's going to be back. Oh, he's hopeful for week 8. All right, well, if you play him, no, that could certainly help you out. But also you need another piece there. So you need to play Tyron Tracy probably, because I don't think he's day-to-day. So he may get cleared, but I don't know if you want to play him if he does. So, yeah, I would say it's maybe closer than what we think, though. Christian Kirk's also out. Jody, your team is just too banged up and you don't have the depth on your bench. But I think I'm gonna say Jody wins this week. I'm gonna call an upset. Just because of how many people Drew has on bye as well. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to call for Jody to win this week and go to 2-6. Sorry, Drew. I could be wrong, though. I didn't look and see if there's anything here for our activity in the redraft league. All right. All right. Anything there? Drew says anyone need a QB or backup QB. He needs an RB or a wide receiver. So there's several teams that are looking for quarterbacks. I just don't know if the quarterbacks Drew has is people that people want to trade for. We'll see though. Yeah, not really a lot to talk about there. That's probably why I skipped that. All right. So we have covered everything with what's happened. So let's go over here to our playoff calculator. And we'll go to ELO here. It's more accurate, I think. So Jody jumped way up. Surprise, surprise. So now he's in the first spot, overtook Bryce. And then I'm still in third. I think last week I was also in third. Or was I in second last week? I think I was second last week, right? let's see here. Where was I last week? No, I was third. Jody already overtook me, but now he overtook Bryce as well. Yeah, he overtook me week 6 he overtook me. So, but yeah, looking at our projections now, to make the playoffs, our top teams: myself, Bryce, Jody, Pirtle, Kelly, and Rance. So that is a good guess right now. Everyone else is kind of hope and a prayer with Isaac, Drew, Seegers, and Brent. So yeah, and Brent's projected to be last place with 1-13. So maybe you'll get a win in there, Brent. That could be this week. I think I talked about that a while ago. And then to win finals, looks like the top three are myself, Bryce, and Jody. So small chance for Pirtle, Kelly, and Rance. But I think as long as you make it to the playoffs, anything can happen. So, all right, so that is for the Dynasty. It looks like the redraft. I think on the redraft, yeah, I'm going to be the top team there right now. 6-1, projected for 11-3, 33% chance of winning this year. We'll see what happens though. Injuries, bye weeks. There's so much stuff that can happen because I don't think this takes in consideration of buys yet with this. But then we also got Rance, Pirtle, Bryce, Kelly, and Seegers as the top people to go to the playoffs, and then we drop off with Drew, Brent, Isaac, and Jody on this one here. Really with Jody being the only one that's really, really out. And then Drew, Brent, and Isaac all have a chance still if they come on a couple of winning streaks, and Kelly and Seegers can drop a couple games. It's still going to be very, very close for us there. Yeah, well, I think that completes our episode this week. I think it'll be a good few more weeks before the playoffs. Now remember, the trade deadline is coming up here in about 3 weeks for the leagues, so you want to go ahead and make any trades. You want to get that done because that's coming up. Let me see when the trade deadline is. I need to go over here, I guess. League settings, yeah. And our trade line is, well, I thought it would tell me here. Hang on. Did I miss it? Trade line the 10th week. Yeah. So we need to get those in. We got 3 weeks if you're going to do any trades. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Hope everyone has a great week. Looking forward to watching the matchups this week. And if anyone wants to jump on in the future to do a guest, please let me know. I'm happy to have you on. I can walk you through how to do it through your phone, and I can have you on to talk some smack about myself and our league mates. All right. Have a great night. Bye.